Hi there everybody and welcome along to another Facebook Live pub quiz night here on the Big Quiz Night In Facebook page. Been away for a couple of weeks, but it's good to be back for you all now, and the quiz rounds you can expect to hear tonight are up there in the corner of the screen as usual. Hope you're all doing well, and I look forward to catching up with everybody in the comments as we go into our first round in about 10 minutes time. So if you are watching a repeat of this, just skip ahead about 10 minutes because I do like to start early to welcome all the live viewers. If you'd like to join me live future quiz night and you're still watching a repeat of this, then I start about 7:45 to 7:50 normally on a Tuesday night, and then begin the quiz proper at 8 o'clock. Hello to everybody joining live nice and early. It's been a while, hasn't it? And I've missed talking to you all, so I hope you're all doing well. I look forward to catching up with you all. First round then will be TV and films, starting in a moment's time, about 9 minutes now. And we do also have Abby coming in. My daughter will be asking her question again. She's very much missed seeing you all doing this with me here. So she'll come on to ask the first question, and then we'll get into the TV and films round. First of all, though, I want to just share the link out there, and I want to make sure everybody can hear me. I have had a couple of problems with this microphone recently, not with live videos, but with recording in general. So I just want to make sure you can all hear me. So if you could let me know in the comments that I'm coming through loud and clear, that would be really helpful, or say in the comments that I'm not. And then I will adjust accordingly. So just let me know that the microphone's working okay, and then I'll be sharing the link out there. If it's not, I can do something about it, but then you probably couldn't hear me say that. So let's just see. Hi to Jew, welcome along. Sounds good, says Tad. Thank you, and glad you're here to watch. Loud and clear, wonderful. Thank you for all the comments. That's great. So let me just share the link out there then while we build up to the start of the quiz. Thank you all for your patience. For those who were expecting one last week, I'm sure we'll go into that a little bit as best we can today. But yeah, most of you know why. But we'll move on in just a moment while I'm sharing the link out there to all the Facebook pages and groups that I like to share it on, to let people know that a quiz is happening here and for people to come and join us. And that is now done. Okay, yeah, I'm also using the main, I mean, this might not interest you too much, but I'm using the main Facebook app tonight rather than the business Facebook page app that they do separately. So things look a little bit different for me, but I hope everything's still coming through normal for you. Some of you are saying no sound, but some of you are saying loud and clear. That might not be my problem then. That's interesting. Again, let me know in the comments. Let me know. I can see most of you are saying it's loud and clear, and only one person saying no sound. So let's just see how that goes. Let me just refresh that and have a check and see if this is working. Gotcha. Thank you, Tony. Right, all's good. Wonderful. Good evening to Luke as well. Hope you're doing well. Mags, thank you for joining. Anybody else want to say hello before we start? We'll be bringing in Abby in about 5 minutes time or so, and she can ask that first question for you. And we'll let you know who gets that one right immediately in the comments. You'll be answering that one as always. Tracy says, hope you're well, and Chrissy is recovering well after last week. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, she's doing okay, thank you. Yeah, I think on the mend, definitely. We went for a nice walk yesterday, and that was really good just to get out and about. So yeah, here comes Abby. Let me know, who else have we got watching them before we start the quiz? Who else is joining in? Have you got a team name sorted? If you're new to this, you don't need a team name, but it's quite fun if you have got your own team name. This whole Facebook Live quiz night span off of a real pub quiz night that I run when the pubs are open. And so it's nice to have actual pub quiz team names if you've got them. But if not, don't worry too much. And you're going to be marking your own answers as always. And so there's no pressure to submit anything to me. Apart from with the first question that Abby asked, we do like you to have a guess at that one, but I will give you multiple choice. Hello to Emma, welcome along. Excited to hear about your new team, Emma. I very much enjoyed seeing that comment earlier on today. So tell me all about it. Have you got a team name sorted yet? Hello to Vernia. She says, good evening, everybody. Nice to see you, have you on the quiz. And I wonder how many others we're going to have. How many of our regulars? Maybe people have forgotten that the quiz happens on Tuesdays after missing out last week. We shall see. Ju says, we will have a name change. We are now the Britzillians. I like it. Is that because you're a combination of British and Brazilian teammates, I think? Is that right? That's a great team name, though. I like it. I've not seen that one before, but then I guess you have a very unique combination of team members. So that's quite cool. Excellent. Who else have we got then? Yes, I was right. Thank you, Ju. Amanda says, good evening all. I hope you and Ed are doing well. Thank you for joining. And yeah, there's also a couple of other people I'm hoping will be here tonight because some other Patreon members have got questions in the quiz this evening. So Andy and Owen, I hope we will have both of them respectively watching at some point because it'll be good for them to be here to hear their questions. And Ju says we are only 4, so can't be the half a dozen anymore. Oh, well, that's a shame. That is a shame. Tracy says, just the 2 of us are playing as Bonnie and Clyde tonight. Andy's choice, as it's his birthday on Friday. Oh, happy birthday. I hope you enjoy your day as best you can, given the circumstances we're all living in. Vanya says, we are unique indeed. Yes, thank you, Vanya. Absolutely. I've changed up the display a little bit down the bottom here, although frustratingly I think this one's a little bit too far over to the right, but you should all be able to identify the fact it's the TikTok logo because I'm giving that a push again this evening. I'm very nearly at my first 100 followers on there. It's been going well, posting regularly, posting quick quiz questions with a little 10-second countdown. The format is working okay, and it's got a little poll feature, so you get to pick from 2 answers in every video. You just tap the option that you want to go for, and then you get to see how many people have guessed either answer, and then I reveal the answer at the end of the 60-second video. It's been quite fun, and I'm doing more on that now. So yeah, if you have got TikTok, or if you haven't and you just want a bit more regular quiz stuff from me, do follow me there. It's just Big Quiz Night In, but I'll mention it again later on as well. Good evening to Jason. Hope you're doing well. Jace, do you know if Andy's going to be joining? And can you ping him and check for me if you don't mind? Or if somebody from his team, or maybe Amanda, anybody, I've got questions for him for his Patreon requests in tonight's quiz. So it'd be great to know that he's watching, or if he's going to catch up if not. Thank you to all of those people for doing that if you can. In fact, if more than one of you does it, even better, because then we will all be nagging him. Hope he's all right. He's normally here early, but hey, thank you, Jason. Right, we've got 3 more minutes to go, and then we'll be ringing in Abby for her question. Be ready to put your answer in the comments. It will be multiple choice, so all you need to do is guess one of those, and to make it quick and easy, you just need to say A, B, C, or D when you hear what the answers are. Martin's here. He says, good evening, Chris and the Big Quiz Night In Collective. How are you all doing? I love the fact you just hashtagged BQNI, Big Quiz Night In. Thank you so much for that. It's a silly little thing, but things like that mean a lot. So thank you for doing that. And I hope everybody's doing well also. Emma says, Byron Unchained is our new team name, playing with the neighbours via Zoom. Fantastic. Byron Unchained. I'm sure it means something to you, but yeah. I will of course read it out every time you put your scores in. Andy says, can't be late when... Yeah, Amanda's tagging Andy in the comments. Andy, can't be late when you don't have to leave your house. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's true, how very dare he, but let's be honest, I try and start at 7:45, and I'm often starting at 7:50 or sometimes 7:55. So, you know, I can't be mad at him. Pete's tagging Amanda, he might be in the throne. maybe we'll let him off as long as he joins during the first round, because that's when his questions will be. I'm sure he can watch back and catch up. That's the beauty of Facebook Live videos, isn't it? They're posted afterwards and he can come back and watch, but it would be nice to know he's watching live anyway. Okay, nearly there, guys. We're almost there. We're starting with TV and films, the first proper round after Abby's question. She'll be with us in a few seconds time. And then the rest of the rounds as listed as well. And I should, all being well, I should have sound effects for you for the Our Survey Says round again. So we'll do that. We'd like to do the Family Fortunes sound effects. Am I drinking milk? Amanda says. No, I am not. It's a company branded water bottle. So no, not milk. I don't really like drinking milk straight, to be honest. I never really liked it. There are ways I like to drink milk, don't get me wrong, but no, I wouldn't just drink straight milk. No, it's a company branded water bottle, so that well, whenever I'm out and about with customers and visiting places pre-COVID, I could bring that with me and show off company branding. But now it's just on Google Hangouts or Google Meets, as they are now, or the occasional Zoom or Teams. You know, that's why I've got it. But yeah, company branded. It did look a bit odd. Yeah, it's just a metal water bottle. That's all it is. You're used to seeing me drink beer, but I've not been drinking enough water lately, so I'm forcing myself to drink plenty of it tonight. Don't know why, just been busy, I guess. It's not good. Got to drink lots of water, haven't we, Abby? Yeah, it's important. Right, speaking of Abby, milk has to be really cold. Well, it does, unless you're having it really warm and then mixing in certain alcoholic shots that go really nicely with it, like we got delivered the other day. Absolutely lovely to warm it up and have it that way. But yeah, it has to be really cold to enjoy it as a normal kind of drink, I guess. Yeah.
Like with cereal.
Yeah, or with cereal, it has to be really cold. Yeah, warm milk with cereal or room temperature milk with cereal is awful.
There's made cereals with milk.
Hi to Diva. There's made cereals with milk. What?
Yeah. When we was in our old house, we used to have those little cereal boxes where you used to pour them in, put warm milk in the microwave, and then pour it in. We used to have 3 boxes, but I had too much in one bowl. I felt sick.
Well, look, here's Abby, everybody.
Hello.
She's really missed. Oh, you want to know what the drink is? Okay, well, we'll bring it in a minute. I'll show you. You can order it online. It's really nice. So yeah, but Abby's really missed being on here with you guys. It's been even longer for her for various different reasons. So she's very excited, aren't you? Yeah. She is. She may not look it.
Got a good question for you.
She's got a good question as well. Everybody's saying hi to you, and that's lovely. So Abby's going to ask her question, and she come up with it all by herself. All right. You need to put your answer in the comments for this one question: A, B, C, or D. She will give you those 4 choices, so you then have to guess which letter to make it nice and quick. The first one we see in the response gets a bonus point. That's about it. That's all we can really offer. I am going to have to... there we go. Right, I'm just going to switch my comments over so I can comment as Big Quiz Night In. The question will be in the comments as well as Abby saying it, okay? So that's to be fair to everybody because there's time differences between how you're watching this, okay? So, here we go. There's your question and there's the 4 choices. Go on.
Who was the winning coach on last year's The Voice Kid? The Voice.
The Voice, yeah.
Not The Voice Kids, The Voice.
Say it again for them.
Who was the winning coach on last year's The Voice?
So your choices are...
Is it A, Sir Tom Jones, B, Ollie Murs, C, Will.i.am, or D, Meghan Trainor?
So those were the 4. If you knew already, you could have typed in the answer, or you could put A, B, C, or D. Let's give them the choices again. Say the choices again for me.
A, Sir Tom Jones, B, Ollie Murs, C, Will.i.am, or D, Meghan Trainor?
We love watching The Voice and The Voice Kids.
I got inspired by it by dinner.
We were watching it, weren't we, over dinner? Yeah, that's it. Right, we've got some guesses in. Lee says Will.i.am, and that was the first one we had in. Was it correct or not? Let's have a think about it. Ju says Ollie Murs, Maddie as well, and we've got some others.
B.
Lots of B's there being guessed. Mags has gone with A, Diva says C, Ed says D. Okay, so the first one to get the correct answer. Oh, Vernia says we missed you too. Lovely. Okay, all right, so the first one with the correct answer is here. So tell them the correct answer first, which we know is that.
The correct answer was B, Ollie Murs.
Ollie Murs.
He won 2 times in a row and he's hoping for a 3rd time.
He is. So the first one to get it right on our screen is...
Jew.
Yeah, Junior, you have got it right. Of our Brazilian team, as you are now called. You are the first person to get it correct. But it is Ollie Murs. Well done to everybody that got that one right. And thank you for playing along and having a guess on that one before we go into our first proper quiz round. There we go, guys. Give yourselves a bonus point then, Brazilian team. Yes, well done, well done. All right, we're going to make a start then, I think, with our first round. Say goodbye to everybody then.
Bye.
And we'll hope to see you next week. What is it next week or is it Patreon next week already? I think we've got another one next week, haven't we?
It's the 16th, so probably, yeah.
Yeah, it must be. Let me check out the Tuesdays live.
Is February?
Oh no, it's a shorter month. No, next week is Patreon quiz night. Next week's Patreon quiz night, and then the week after we'll be back. It's because we missed one. So you'll see Abby in 2 weeks, guys, and you'll see me in 2 weeks. For those of you who are Patreons, you'll see me next week.
Oh, so it's a leap year.
No, it's not a leap year. It's just that it's a short month, isn't it, February?
Yeah.
All right.
The leap year is.
You need to go brush your teeth and go to bed, don't you, darling?
Yeah.
Love you, sweetheart. All right. I'll see you later.
Bye.
All right, everybody. I love you too, darling. Shall we start with the TV and films round? I think we should. And yeah, please do leave any comments for Abby, and I'll pass them on to her when we catch up in the morning about how tonight went. TV and films is round number 1. I don't know if we have Andy yet, but if we don't, you'll have to catch up and watch this back, because the first question is one of his Patreon questions. As a top tier Patreon member, you can have as many questions on as many different subjects as you like. You can throw them all at me, and then I will incorporate them into quiz rounds. And because of that, Andy has 2 questions within this. He didn't come up with the questions himself. He just gave me a few subject ideas, and I've put them into this round so that he could take part in them. Ah, here he is. Yes, you are here, Andy. Well done. It's like a seance. Fantastic. Okay, with that said, the first question is for you. And yes, Andy, you can have unlimited. That was the change I brought in the new year, that top tier Patreons, unlimited questions and unlimited subjects. And I just incorporate as many of them as I can. Next tier down gets 1 question and 1 subject a month. That's how that works. Right, question number 1 then. And don't tell me the answer to this in the comments, please. You keep these to yourselves for those who are new. Which one of the 2 Ronnies said, "And it's good night from him"? Andy's Patreon request was to have comedy-related questions. So this one is one of those ones. Which one of the 2 Ronnies said, "And it's good night from him"? Most famously. LOL, is there anybody out there? I'm sorry if I missed any of your other comments, but yes. Well done. Thanks to everybody for having a go there at Abby's question. She's been really looking forward to coming back on the show. All right, question 2. Which actors played Kirk, Spock, and Scotty for J.J. Abrams' Star Trek? This was the rebooted / alternate timeline Star Trek. I think it was 2009, I want to say. I think it's 2009. The first one was released. There's been 3 of them so far. But which actors played Kirk, Spock, and Scotty for J.J. Abrams in his Star Trek movies? 1 point for each correct actor, of course. That's something, speaking of 1 point for each, something I've had to get used to explaining to people on my TikTok side of things. When I do multiple point questions, they think you have to get all of the 3 in that example to get 1 point. It's like, no, it's not how it works. You get 1 point for each correct answer. That's how it should work. Question number 3, for 3 more points. Put these Reese Witherspoon films into the correct order with the earliest released first. Legally Blonde, Walk the Line, and Election. Put these Reese Witherspoon films into the correct order with the earliest released first. Legally Blonde, Walk the Line, and Election. If you get them all right in the correct order, then you get 3 points. See how you do with that one. I got a few different things to talk about tonight. Nothing massive, nothing major going on. I normally have like a few different bits and pieces to talk to you about, but it's just good to be back more than anything. Nothing dramatic, nothing major, really exciting to talk about. Only the conversation we have in the comments, I guess. A couple of things though. Question number 4 now. Question 4 is for 2 more points. Who were the male and female stars of the 2016 movie La La Land? Who were the male and female stars of the 2016 movie La La Land? I can say the 3 choices again for the Reese Witherspoon question. They were Legally Blonde, Walk the Line, and Election. I remember everybody, and in case anybody's new to watching this, I do repeats of questions in full at the end of a quiz round. There's 15 questions in a quiz round. So when we get to the end, I'll ask if you want any more repeated in full, and I'll do that for you then. And that gives everybody a bit of thinking time to catch up. Because obviously some of you will be talking to different households whilst you're also trying to watch me at the same time. So we always do repeats in that way. So question 4 again. Who are the male and female stars in the 2016 movie La La Land? 1 point for each. Question 5. Which household cleaner loves the jobs you hate? Which household cleaner loves the jobs you hate? That's a very UK-centric question, I believe. Maybe elsewhere, but as far as I know, it's very UK-centric. Which household cleaner loves the jobs you hate? Question number 6 then, for 3 more points. Which cities do Axel Foley, John McClane and Ron Burgundy call home? Which cities do Axel Foley, John McClane and Ron Burgundy call home? 1 point for each again. All right. Question number 7. Which movie came first, Bad Boys or Bad Girls? Which movie came first, Bad Boys or Bad Girls? I've been meaning to do a rewatch of the Bad Boys movies, since there's a new one that recently came out. I say recently, relatively recently. Totally forgotten what the Bad Girls one even was, but I've just looked it up to remind myself. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I remember. I have seen that one. Right. Okay. Your next question. Question number 8 is for 3 points. Which musical movies were first to feature the characters named Sally Bowles, Maria von Trapp and Truly Scrumptious? 3 different musical films. Which musical movies were first to feature the characters named Sally Bowles, Maria von Trapp and Truly Scrumptious? One point for each correct answer. Your next question will be about martial artists. Okay, question number 9. Which martial artist was the star of the 2012 film called Dragon Eyes? Was it Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or another man? If you think it was another man and not one of those previous 2, just write your answer down as literally another man. So those are your 3 choices. Which martial artist was the star of the 2012 film called Dragon Eyes? Was it Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or another man? Question number 10 is another Patreon question. Again, Andy, it's one for you. We're back on comedies again. This one is about US TV comedies. Thank you again for being a Patreon. Hope you like this one. In which popular US TV comedies can you first meet the characters named Dr. Fraser Crane, Dick Solomon, and Janice Littman? 3 points available there, 1 point for each. They're different shows. In which popular US TV comedies can you first meet the characters named Dr. Fraser Crane, Dick Solomon, and Janice Littman? James says, I love the martial arts question variants. Yeah, it's really... I always think it's really silly to word it like that, but it makes it interesting, doesn't it? Especially if you're really not sure of who it is, and you're like, oh, it could be just somebody else, somebody totally random. So yeah, I'm glad you appreciate that. Thanks, James. Tracy says, Am I going mad, or have we had the martial arts question 3 times now? Not that particular one, no. The concept of a martial arts question with those 3 choices, yes. It's a regular format question that gets used a lot in our TV and films rounds, and it's just made a resurgence these past few weeks. But the movie changes. The year and the movie changes every question. So no, you haven't had this one before. But thank you for checking. I no problem clarifying these things. Because you know, sometimes there are times where I start asking you questions, like I think 2 weeks ago, where I started asking you questions that literally were from the quiz I did before, and I just totally forgot. Which is very unlike me, because I normally label everything very clearly, so I know what I've read to you and what I haven't, and just that one occasion I didn't. Right, okay, so question 11, love this question. Who drove the van in the A-Team? Character name, please. Who drove the van in the A-Team? The character's name. Haven't seen that show in probably since it was last on telly. Been a long, long time since I watched that again, but I remember loving it as a kid. Okay, question 12 is for 2 more points. Which 2 actors played brothers in the Thor movies? Which 2 actors played brothers in the Thor movies? Jew says yes, and I've never know the answer. Yeah, I think these kind of questions on martial artists in movies might be happening a bit more often, so you might want to start Googling them if you are the kind of person to do your research before you go into pub quizzes. You want to better your knowledge in those areas. Martial art movies will get you an extra point, most definitely. We'll be doing more of those, so yeah, that would be worthwhile looking into. Question 13. Sylvester Stallone has played the role of Rocky Balboa in how many movies? Vernia says I do. Excellent. Well, yeah, there you go. Have a look at who was in what. You don't have to watch the films. We'll always quiz you on things like, you know, which actor was in that movie. But, yeah, it does help. Alright, so, yeah, question 13 again. Sylvester Stallone has played the role of Rocky Balboa in how many movies? And I very much enjoy those films. We won't talk about them, because I don't want to give away any clues to anybody yet. But afterwards, if anybody would like to talk about them in particular, that's fine. Always like having a bit of conversation in between rounds and questions. How many movies has he played Rocky Balboa in? Question 14 is for 3 points. What were Deirdre Barlow, Gail Platt and Emily Bishop's maiden names in Coronation Street? 3 points available there, 1 for each. What were Deirdre Barlow, Gail Platt and Emily Bishop's maiden names in Coronation Street? One more question for you in this round, so do let me know in the comments if you like any questions repeated. Question 15 then for 3 more points. Put these trilogies into the correct order with the highest gross takings at the box office first. Austin Powers, The Expendables and Taken. Put these trilogies into the correct order with the highest gross takings at the box office first. Austin Powers, The Expendables and Taken. Put them in order, highest grossing first, please. And if you would like any more repeats, please do let me know. I'm just, as I do that, I'm just setting up my other laptop so I can get the sound effects ready for you for our Survey Says round. Okay. Lots of points again in that round, up for grabs. Right. Whilst I wait to see if there's any requests for repeats that come in, I am going to be posting a picture round after this, which I normally would do, which is what round 4 is mentioned up above. Now that's a separate post that will appear on the Big Quiz Night in Facebook page, and so you can have a look at that, and then I'll post the answers later in the comments. I have had requests in the past though to share it perhaps in a different way so that you can zoom in better and see the pictures better. So what I'm going to do tonight as a trial run is essentially cut the picture round that I would normally post into 2 groups rather than it being one picture. So, and we'll see if that is any better. So I'll do like the first half. Well, I'll split it as close to in half as I can. And so that means that both pictures should be bigger and you'll be able to zoom in a lot better and read them better. Because sometimes it's a little bit hard to read for some of you, and I get that. So just keep an eye out for that. And if you struggled previously, just let me know. A bit of feedback would be appreciated. Let me know if it's any better posting it that way. So yeah, because they're pre-made and they're designed to be printed out, you see. Printed out and handed out in pubs. That's why they are in the format they're in. Right, let's do some repeats for you now. So, number 10, been asked for a couple of times. So, number 10 was our second Patreon question. In which popular US TV comedies can you first meet the characters named Dr. Fraser Crane, Dick Solomon, and Janice Lippman? 1 point for each. Dr. Fraser Crane, Dick Solomon, and Janice Lippman. In which popular US TV comedies could you first meet those characters? James says 1 to 3 and 8 and 9 from Martin and 14 for Sarah. Okay, let's go through those lot in order then. So 1 to 3. Question 1, our first Patreon question as well. Which one of the 2 Ronnies said "and it's good night" from him? Which one of the 2 Ronnies said "and it's good night" from him? Question 2 was about J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. Which actors played Kirk, Spock, and Scotty in those films for the J.J. Abrams-led Star Trek movies? Which actors played Kirk, Spock, and Scotty? And question 3 was put these Reese Witherspoon films into the correct order with the earliest released first: Legally Blonde, Walk the Line, and Election. Put them in order with the earliest released first. Okay. Right, question 8, 10, and then 14 now. Well, 10 I've just done for you, but again, let me know if you want it one more time. Question 8 was, which musical movies were first to feature the characters named Sally Bowles, Maria Von Trapp, and Truly Scrumptious? So 3 different musical movies. Right, actual musicals, not just movies that have a bit of music in it. Musical movies. You're welcome, Martin. Okay, and then the last one for Sarah, 14. What were Deirdre Barlow, Gail Platt, and Emily Bishop's maiden names in Coronation Street? Again, that's 3 points. Deirdre, Gail, and Emily. What were their maiden names? Okay, any more for any more? Before I go through the answers, and you can mark your own scores then. And make sure, again, for anyone who's new that's watching, even if you're watching a repeat of this, put your scores, and if you've got one, a quiz team name, your pub quiz team name, in the comments, and then I'll give you a shout out if you're watching live, and if you're watching a repeat of this, I'll come back and respond in the comments. But I'm always keen to see how well you did in these rounds. We celebrate with those who do well, and we commiserate with those who don't do quite so well, but it is just for fun, as I say. So yeah. I don't know what's going on. My Chromebook's having a fit right now. There we go. It's back. Right, let's go through the answers then. First of all, let's go through the answers and then I'll see what your scores are. Question 1. Which one of the 2 Ronnies said "and it's good night" from him? That was Ronnie Barker. Question 2. The 3 actors from the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, Kirk, Spock and Scotty. Chris Pine played Kirk. Zachary Quinto played Spock. And Simon Pegg played Scotty. Question 3. The Reese Witherspoon films in the correct order with the earliest release first. Election was in 1999. Legally Blonde in 2001. Then Walk the Line in 2005. Love Walk the Line. Love that film. Question 4. Who were the male and female stars in 2016's La La Land? Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. Question 5. Which household cleaner loves the jobs you hate? That was Mr. Muscle. Question 6. The cities that Axel Foley, John McClane and Ron Burgundy call home. Well, Axel Foley is from the Beverly Hills Cop movies, but his home is Detroit. He goes from Detroit to Beverly Hills. So the answer, Detroit. John McClane from Die Hard. Bruce Willis is from New York. John McClane, the character, is from New York. And then Ron Burgundy from the Anchorman films is San Diego. Question 7. Which movie came first, Bad Boys or Bad Girls? When we are talking about the movie Bad Girls, which has nothing to do with the TV series Bad Girls. The answer is, with 1994 compared to 1995, Bad Girls was first. It was a Western with Madeline Stowe, Mary Stuart Masterson, Andy McDowell and Drew Barrymore as essentially cowgirls. It's an old West movie. There you go. I don't think I've seen it since it came out, give or take. But that was out first by 1 year. Question, where are we now? Question number 8, the musical movies. So Sally Bowles was in Cabaret, Maria Von Trapp, The Sound of Music, and Truly Scrumptious, one of my favourites in this kind of genre, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's brilliant. Question 9, which martial artist was the star of the 2012 film called Dragon Eyes? Was it Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or another man? This is a Jean-Claude Van Damme film. It's one of the few of his that I haven't seen. I like my Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and I haven't actually seen that one. I'm sure it's an Oscar-winning worthy performance. But I can't help it. I just enjoy crappy martial arts films. Question 10, for 3 points. In which popular US TV comedies could you first meet the characters named Dr. Frasier Crane? Dr. Frasier Crane was originally in Cheers. If you put Frasier, that was a spin-off show from Cheers, so that's incorrect. But Cheers is where the character originally appeared. Dick Solomon is from Third Rock from the Sun, which is John Lithgow's character. And Janice Lippman is Janice from Friends. Yes, OMG, that one. Question 11, who drove the van in the A-Team? The character name is B.A. Baracus. Bad Attitude Baracus. Played by Mr. T. Regulars to my pub quiz nights will know that Mr. T is not the acceptable answer, because that is not the character's name, so you cannot give yourself a point for it. B.A. Baracus. Question 12. Which 2 actors played brothers in the Thor movies? Well, it was Thor and Loki, Chris Hemsworth for 1 point, and Tom Hiddleston for another point. Question 13. Sylvester Stallone has played the role of Rocky Balboa in 8 movies, 6 Rocky films, and 2 of the Creed spin-off movies that he's done since then. I mean, I enjoy all of them personally. I have my favourites, but yeah, I'm really hoping they do a Creed 3 at some point, because I've been loving those 2. Question 14. What were Deirdre Barlow, Gail Platt and Emily Bishop's maiden names in Coronation Street for 3 points? It's Deirdre Hunt, Gail Potter and Emily Nugent. I'll forgive you if you don't get any points there. I'm not a soap fan myself. Question 15. Put these trilogies into the correct order with the highest grossing take-ins at the box office first. So in first place, the highest gross takings was for Taken with $932 million at the box office. Then in second place was Expendables with 789, and then Austin Powers with 676. So for 3 points, you needed to put Taken, Expendables, then Austin Powers. tally up your scores. Let me know in the comments how well you did. Again, even if you're watching a repeat of this, let me know in the comments how well you did in that round. For our TV and films round. Tracy straight in there. Just the two of us. Bonnie and Clyde scored 21 points. Good score. Let's see how that compares. Whilst we wait for those scores to come in, anybody want a notebook? Big Quiz Night in notebooks are still available. If you're interested, you can message me and I can get them sent out to you. £8 delivered, as long as it's mainland UK. International will vary, but they are still available. So I'm thinking I want to do some kind of competition at some point, so there might be one of them involved in that. I feel like we haven't given away anything for a while. We haven't done anything differently. So if anybody's got any ideas for that, do let me know. But I think I might be doing some kind of competition to give one of those away, maybe, and do something different with them. But if you would like to buy your own and use them to write your answers in for the quiz instead of trying to find a scrap piece of paper somewhere, actually use a quiz notebook, you can do that. Let me know. As many of you have with the last batch I bought in for everybody. Okay, lots more scores coming in. Lee Prattley says 19 points. Diva says 20. Devices Uno should have gone to Mothers. -9. Sorry, -9 points. Not -9, I hope. 20 for Let's Get Quizzical. Myself and me, 5. Well done, Max. 21 points for Byron Unchained. 22 points for Royal House of Black. GeForce, 19 points. The Britzillions, 15 points. The Muppets have 15 points as well. Good scores all round. Does look like highest score so far. Oh, yeah, well, Tracy, we'll talk about Masked Singer in a minute before I start the next round. Definitely get in the comments if you were watching that, because we have been talking about that in the previous quiz we did. Right, so let's just check. I think that means that the Royal House of Black take the win on that round. So yeah, 22 points. The most you could have got in that round is 32 points. So that's not bad going, guys. Well done. So Tracy says, did everyone enjoy the Masked Singer final? I wouldn't have guessed Badger if they gave me 100 clues. Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it? I'm really pleased that it was Sausage that ended up winning. Said it was Joss Stone. I said it. This guy on TikTok was brilliant. He broke down all the clues and I was like, oh, it makes so much sense. Of course it is. And so, yeah. And I worked out it was Neo, wasn't it? It was Badger. But I worked out it was him because there were some very obvious, I thought they were obvious anyway, Matrix related clues that were dropped in to it. So yeah. Am I coming through loud and clear for everybody? Because it looks like the feed has broken up. It might have stopped for some of you. I hope it's all okay still. Might just be one of my devices having problems. But yes, it was great. We love it. And Ruben, my son, his favourite singer is Lenny Henry now. He just knows him as a singer and he thinks he's brilliant. There you go. Juice says, I worked out Robin because of his dance moves. Yeah, that was a big clue for us as well. So yeah, Tracy says, only one we got from the 3 was Aston. Said him from the start. Yeah, well done. All good here, Andy says. Good. All right, yeah, sorry, my feed just froze up on my other screen here, so it's probably just me. Good. Yeah, keep talking about that if you want to, guys. No problems there whatsoever. We've got the potluck round coming now. I don't think we have Owen watching. I haven't seen his name pop up in the comments. I will let him know that he has got a question in this round as a Patreon. So, and he can see how well he does in it. All right, so the second round then is your potluck round as advertised. 15 more questions coming your way. And multiple points for some of them as always too. So let's see how well you do with this one then. Question number 1. What colour are the history questions in the traditional version of Trivial Pursuit? I only say traditional because there are lots of different spin-offs and different editions of it and things, but the main version of Trivial Pursuit, just in case there's any differences with the others. What colour are the history questions in Trivial Pursuit? That is question number 1. Question number 2 is that Patreon question I mentioned for Owen. He actually asked for some question. I think he was saying that he would like a whole quiz round about Oxford and the local area, because that's where a lot of us live, in that kind of area, and that's the nearest city for us. But as some of you pointed out, it might be a bit too specific for a general quiz show to do a whole subject about Oxford. But dropping in the odd question here and there, no problem. So question 2, the Museum of Natural History in Oxford has the world's most complete soft tissue remains of which extinct animal? I'm pretty sure I've been there and seen it. I'm sure I have. But yes, the Museum of Natural History in Oxford has the world's most complete soft tissue remains of which extinct animal? Tracy says, wow, we get no points in an Oxford round. Oh, I'm sure there'd be a couple of questions I could throw in where you would. If you get this one right, that's 1. No, I know. It wouldn't be... It would be more suitable to do an Oxford round at the pub locally for the actual pub quiz, because we have done some things like that before, but not for this. The odd question, though, no problem, especially when I can put ones like that, which I think everybody can have a guess at an extinct animal and hope that's the correct answer, right? I think so, anyway. Question 3, what do American citizens mean when they speak about arugula, bangs, and a hickey? Yes, Tracy. Morse was set in and around Oxford. And the show was filmed around Oxford, and yeah. And therefore Lewis was in Endeavour, I assume, as well. I've not watched any of that myself, but yes. Yeah, that's all Oxford. Yeah, question 3 again. What do American citizens mean when they speak about arugula, A-R-U-G-U-L-A, bangs, and a hickey? What are those things to an American citizen? 1 point for each, of course. That's my one fact about Oxford, Tracy said. Come on, you know they're in a boat race against Cambridge every year, right? When they're able to. Don't you? There's that as well. Do you know what colour the football team play in? No? I don't know, just throwing stuff out there now. Question number 4. Which are the 2 ingredients needed to make a black velvet cocktail? Which are the 2 ingredients needed to make a black velvet cocktail? 1 point for each. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know if I'd try it or not. You don't know? Was that you don't know about the football one, Tracy? That's fine. I'm just thinking of random stuff to do with Oxford now. I don't know what I put in a full quiz round. I haven't put one together on a particular location before like that. But I wouldn't do it for this show, as I said. Not like that. Right. Let's move on to question number 5 now. Is a Dorset drum a type of dog, a pig, or a cheese? Is a Dorset drum a type of dog, a pig, or a cheese? Choose one, please. You know there's a very good university too. Yeah, so Oxford University, Cambridge University, they have the boat races. And there's a seconds team for each one as well, which has come up in quiz rounds before. So yeah, you're aware of that side of it. Yeah, they do have good universities there. James says, I miss Abingdon and Oxford. Oh, I've forgotten. I think you told me where you moved away to. Let us know in the comments. I'm sure you told me. I'm sure you did. You haven't missed much. Just the same as everywhere else at the minute, I think. Pretty much. Nothing's open. We're all at home. Don't worry about it. Right, question number 6. You've got to laugh about these things, haven't you? Question 6. Jessica Fletcher, Miss Marple, and Detective Tom Barnaby lived and solved crimes in which fictional places? Jessica Fletcher, Miss Marple, and Detective Tom Barnaby lived and solved crimes in which fictional places? 1 point for each. They're all different. Speaking of fictional detectives, eh? Not Morse in that one, though. Jessica Fletcher, Miss Marple, and Detective Tom Barnaby. 1 point for each. Where were they from and where were they solving crimes? The same places for each one. 3 points available. Right, I think my other laptop's behaving itself well enough to do the sound effects now. I desperately need to do something with this old laptop to get it running faster. Needs a bit of TLC. I mean, it needs throwing out, to be honest, but can't afford to do that just yet. We're getting there, though. Question number 7 now. Question 7. Which creatures gather collectively in a blessing? I'll give you multiple choice. They're all mythical creatures, okay? Unicorns, phoenix, or griffins? Which creatures gather collectively in a blessing? Is it unicorns, phoenix, or griffins? I mean, I say they're all mythical creatures. There's a bit of a trend that's going around TikTok at the minute where Americans are asking Scottish people to respond with stuff that's Scottish, because a lot of them, bless them, a lot of them don't even realise that Scotland's a separate country to England and the rest of the UK. And so people are telling them things like, you know, the haggis roam free on the Scottish Highlands and they have to go hunting them once a year so they can eat them on Burns night, of course. And one of the things was about the unicorns being the national animal of Scotland because they roam the Scottish Highlands. They roam free there. It's true. And some people are believing them. It's amazing. Amazing. Yep. Oh, honestly, the things you see, it's crazy, that app. It's very funny. Very funny at times, though. Okay, question number 8. Put these pop stars into the correct order with the most Twitter followers first. Liam Payne, Harry Styles, and Louis Tomlinson. Put these pop stars into the correct order with the most Twitter followers first. Liam Payne, Harry Styles, and Louis Tomlinson. For 3 points in total. OMG, Juice says. Sarah says, never fails to amaze me what people will believe. Yeah. I mean, if you're from a far enough away country and somebody told you that they eat haggis and you're like, what's a haggis? And you kind of explain to them what it is. It's like, what? It can sometimes be more believable that it's a creature called a haggis than what it actually is. So it's funny, but I kind of think you can just see it happening. People would believe it easier if you just tell them, oh, it's a creature. It's a little furry thing that runs around the Highlands. If you've never heard of it, you know. I just think it's hilarious, though. All right, question number 9 now is a science question, chemistry for you. The chemical symbols of which 3 elements spell wages when placed next to each other? The chemical symbols of which 3 elements spell wages when placed next to each other? Of course, 1 point for each. Another one I've seen on there is, how do I put this? Somebody questioning why we in the UK speak English when that's America's language, not ours. And saying that we should speak British, not English, because English is America's language. That's gotten an awful lot of interesting replies to it, as I'm sure you can appreciate. I don't reply to these things. I just see them and laugh and move on. But yeah, that's a good one. Can't speak English over here. You have to speak British, because English is the American language, apparently. Just one person, but it just went viral. It's hard to even tell if they're joking sometimes. They're so serious about these things. All right, question number 10 now. Question 10. In which London theatre can you watch a Royal Variety performance? When you can go to the theatre. In which London theatre could you watch the Royal Variety performance? I think they did do one. Was it last year or was it this year? And they had a virtual audience there. They had loads of screens of everybody watching, like they've been doing on The Voice. I assume it was in the same theatre. Don't know. But yeah, which theatre is that in London? For 1 point. All right. Question 11 is for 3 more points now. Which days of the week were UK hit singles for The Bangles, Wigfield and Blondie? Which days of the week were UK hit singles for The Bangles, Wigfield and Blondie? For 3 points, 3 different days of the week. So you don't need to tell me the title of the song, but the day of the week in each title. And you also, because I'm not marking your answers, you don't even have to match them up with the right act. You can just write down the 3 days of the week you think are relevant. You get 1 point for each. Tracy says, I'm wondering what Ant and Dec will be like on Saturday if they'll have a virtual audience. Yeah, good question. They'll have thought about these things. You know, there's an awful lot of people in the entertainment industry that are losing out on money because a lot of shows they can't do without a real audience there. So, like you've now seen on The Voice, virtual audiences, might be the way of things. So they're probably about to change quite a lot of the format of the show, I'd imagine. It's not one that we watch, to be honest, so I can't really comment any more than that. But yeah, be interested to see how they handle it. Everybody's going to have to adapt, or has have to start adapting. I'm just amazed they're even bringing it back, to be honest, after Ant getting into all that trouble recently. Wasn't I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I just know he was a bit of a naughty boy, shall we say. And I thought he would be gone for a lot longer than he has been. But fair play. He's back. The whole world is becoming live Gogglebox. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. Well said, Sarah. All right. Question 12. Barack Obama was renegade and Donald Trump was mogul. What is Joe Biden's Secret Service code name? Barack Obama was renegade. Donald Trump was mogul. What is Joe Biden's Secret Service code name? Not really much of a secret, really, is it? People all know these things. But hey, there you go. What is Joe Biden's Secret Service code name? Question 13 is for 3 more points. Which historical Britons can you find on the back of the new polymer 5, 10 and £20 notes? Yes, Stu, isn't it a secret? Exactly. It's not. I have no idea what the point is of having a Secret Service code name if you're just going to tell the world what it is. But it's a thing. Which historical Britons, then, for question 13, can you find on the back of a new polymer 5, 10 and £20 note? 1 point for each. I won't know if you're now running to your wallet, opening it up and getting notes out to check. More to the point, because people aren't really spending actual cash these days. Some of you may not have seen one of these yet. Ju says, badger? No idea. Wouldn't that be brilliant, though, if you just guessed a random word and that actually was it? I'll give you a clue. It's not badger. I kind of wish it was now, but it's not badger. Okay, question 14. Which well-known authors wrote The Handmaid's Tale, The Female Eunuch, and Wuthering Heights? 1 point for each. Which well-known authors wrote The Handmaid's Tale, The Female Eunuch, and Wuthering Heights? And no, I'm not talking about that god-awful song. Wuthering Heights. Oh, dear me. Sorry, regulars to my quizzes at the pub will know that I'm not the biggest fan of the music that person put out. But hey, it's all subjective, isn't it? I'm just pouring myself some more water, by the way, if you wonder what I'm watching so intently and then spilling. Thankfully not over my computer. I came prepared so I wouldn't have to get up and walk away to fill up my drink. I didn't account for the fact that I would then spill said drink. Thankfully, just a little bit. Right, your next question then, guys. Your final question, and let me know if you want any repeats. Your final question is, which 3 European countries were the happiest in the world last year? This is according to the 2020 World Happiness Report, which I believe is the official report on such matters. Which 3 European countries were the happiest in the world last year? You don't have to put them in order, but just guess what the 3 happiest would be. And you can let me know now if you have any repeat requests for me. If you want me to repeat any of those questions, because there's a lot of multiple points available again, let me know in the comments. And whilst you're doing that, time to share with you a couple of things. First and foremost, for those who are new, in the description of every video that I post, there are 2 links that I share. Let me just post them for you. The first one is my nominated charity, which is Secret Santa 365. They're currently doing, and have been doing all January, a Laptops for Learners collection. So again, I've just posted the link there. It is also in the description. If you've got any laptops, I think they're taking tablets as well. They can give them to a good home if you no longer need them. If they're old, they've got people that can refurbish them and give them to kids who are obviously all schooling from home at the moment. It's been a really successful campaign, but they do obviously need more to keep giving, and it's mainly across the Oxfordshire area they do that. So if you have any or know anybody that has any old laptops, any old tablets, then do get in touch with them. There's a link to their GoFundMe. You can find all their other details there. They're on Facebook as well, Twitter, everywhere. So they do a lot of good work. So please do get in touch with them if you have any of that. Got some repeat requests in and some comments now, so I'll address those and then I'll do my own little bit that I need to say. Okay, questions 2, 3 and 4. Right, let's go back to that. So question 2 was the Patreon question about Oxford for Owen. So that's the Museum of Natural History in Oxford the world's most complete soft tissue remains of which extinct animal? So just guess the extinct animal for that one. 3 was, what do American citizens mean when they speak about arugula, bangs, and a hickey? And number 4, which are the 2 ingredients needed to make a black velvet cocktail? 1 point for each. James says, annoyingly, I only have a Scottish tenner to hand. Haha, the joys of Christmas money. Oh dear. Alright, you're going to have a guess, I'm afraid. Tracy says 2020 wasn't a very happy year, full stop. No, but that didn't stop this report happening. I'm sure the happiness levels in general were all much lower than previous year's reports, but still 3 of them were the happiest, and they were European countries. Okay, Emma says number 6. Sarah also asked for number 3, so I've done that for you now. Number 6 was Jessica Fletcher, Miss Marple, and Detective Tom Barnaby lived and solved crimes in which fictional places? So that's 3 points available there, because they lived in and solved crimes in that same place. So name the 3 places for 1 point each. Okay, right. Next thing to tell you about, I'm sure we've got a lot of regulars watching, but in case there's anybody new watching, the other link now in the description and also now in the comments is my own Linktree link. So behind that you will find all the links to all my other social media places. So if you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can follow me on both of those as well, and I share lots of different quiz related stuff there from time to time. If you are interested in hearing more from me, you can download Lima, which is a social audio app where I record a daily little quiz. So you get an extra quiz, which I then share as well in the Top Fan Facebook group. For those of you lucky enough to be in there, strict criteria for joining that group does apply. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll get them every day, even if you're not in the Top Fan group. And if you follow me on Lima, you get it directly, which is good fun. TikTok as well is on there, and Patreon, and Buy Me a Coffee, which is how you can, well, Buy Me a Coffee is a tipping service, essentially, because it's, you know, normally £1 to enter a quiz. So if you want to throw a bit of money my way for doing this, that's entirely up to you. You can do that on buymeacoffee.com. You get a little quiz, all of your own in return, and then Patreon is a monthly subscription where you get involved and invited to a monthly quiz night like the one I'm doing next week, so I won't be on Facebook Live. Just for Patreons next week, another totally different quiz night planned. He says, having not actually planned it yet, but it will be. We'll have some fun, we always do. Right, let's go through the answers then. I've not seen any more repeats asked for. So, here we go with the potluck round answers. Question 1, what colour are the history questions in Trivia Pursuit? They are yellow. Question 2, the Patreon question was for the extinct animal, the dodo. The Museum of Natural History in Oxford has the world's most complete soft tissue remains of the dodo. Question 3, what do American citizens mean when they speak about arugula, bangs, and a hickey? I don't even know if I'm saying arugula right, but that's how it's spelt. Rocket leaves. What we call rocket lettuce leaves, or rocket leaves in general, sorry, is arugula to them. Bangs is your fringe, if you had one. I used to many years ago, believe it or not. So yeah, that's a fringe for us. They call it bangs. I don't know what's banging about it personally, but that's what they call it. And a hickey is a love bite. Question 4, which are the 2 ingredients needed to make a black velvet cocktail? We have champagne and Guinness. I like champagne. I've only ever had 1 pint of Guinness in my life, and that was alright. For me, nothing to write home about, but it was alright. I can't imagine what that would be like mixed together, to be honest. I'll give it a try, but eh. Question 5, is a Dorset drum a type of is a Dorset drum a type of dog, pig, or cheese? It is a cheese. Question 6, Jessica Fletcher, Miss Marple, and Detective Tom Barnaby lived and solved crimes in which fictional places? It is Cabot Cove, St Mary Mead, and Corston in Midsummer. That's better. Right, question 7. Which creatures gather collectively in a blessing? Was it unicorns, phoenix, or griffins? It is unicorns. A blessing of unicorns. Question 8. Jew says midsummer. Yeah, but it's spelt midsummer. But yeah, that's fine. It's called Midsummer Murders. Excuse me. But yes, it's fine. Just give yourself a point for that. I'm not going to moan too much about it. If you only win the round by 1 point, though, somebody might have a grief with you about it. Question 8. Put these pop stars into the correct order with the most Twitter followers first. Liam Payne, Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson. The correct order, Harry Styles is first with 36.2 million at time of writing, which was about a couple of weeks ago now. The second then was Louis Tomlinson at 35.3 million, and therefore third was Liam Payne with 34.4 million. And spelled okay. No problem. Yeah, I don't mark you down for spelling either, as long as it looks close enough. Right, question number 9. The chemical symbols of which three elements spell wages when placed next to each other? We have tungsten, which is W, silver, which is AG, and Einsteinium, which is ES, wages. Question 10. In which London theatre could you watch a Royal Variety performance? It is in the London Palladium. Question 11. Which days of the week were UK hit singles for the Bangles, Wigfield and Blondie? It is Monday, Saturday and Sunday. So you have Manic Monday by the Bangles, Saturday Night by Wigfield, and Blondie with Sunday Girl. Monday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, your next question then was about Barack Obama's code name and then Donald Trump's code name, but Joe Biden's Secret Service code name is Celtic. Or is it Celtic? I presume it's Celtic. It's spelt the same. I don't know how they pronounce it. Because they have sporting teams called Celtics. So it might be Celtic for that. Because of the Boston Celtics. I don't know. But it's that word anyway. It probably is Celtic, thinking about it. Okay, question 13. The historical Britons that you could find on the back of the new polymer 5, 10 and £20 notes are Winston Churchill on the back of the 5, Jane Austen on the back of the 10, and J.M.W. Turner on the back of the 20. Maybe Irregular's a regional thing. You never heard of it, Tad? I mean, I know I've heard it before. I didn't look up exactly how they pronounce it, but I know it's a thing. But yeah, maybe it is a regional thing. I know I've seen it on TV before. I know I've heard them say it before, but yeah, not sure. But there you go. Okay, question 14. Which well-known authors wrote The Handmaid's Tale, The Female Eunuch, and Wuthering Heights? Margaret Atwood wrote Handmaid's Tale, The Female Eunuch, Germaine Greer, and Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And finally, question 15. Which 3 European countries were the happiest in the world last year? You can put them in any order and get 1 point for each. Juice says rucula in Portuguese. Okay, so that's pretty similar, isn't it? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So, you can put these countries in any order you wanted. The 3 are Switzerland in 3rd, Denmark in 2nd, and in 1st place was Finland. So there you go. Any of those 3 in any order, you get points for. Tally up your scores. Let me know how well you did in the comments. And I'm just going to make sure these sound effects are now working. Let's give it a try. There we go. Oh, but it's not coming through there. All right. Let me know what those scores are, guys. Oh, Juice says we still didn't get it, though. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Here's another cable I can use. All right. Here's some scores coming in. Oh, Vernia says your mum did. Okay, all right. Scores are coming in. That was to Jew, by the way, in case people didn't realise. All right. Diva says 17 points. Devises Uno better, 16 points. Just the 2 of us, Bonnie and Clyde, scored 18 points. Lee practically says 16 for us that round. Tad says probably I'm no salad expert. It's okay, mate. Neither am I. Right, your next one. The next one was myself and me, 7, a bit better. Well done, Mags. That's all right. 24 points for Byron Unchained. 20 again for Let's Get Quizzical. 24 for GeForce. We can hear them though, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, you can hear them, but I'm a bit fussy. I like it to come out of the speakers as opposed to the laptop itself. It's really, really quiet. Royal House of Black, 26 points. Jan says, 10 points for me. Did not manage to hear all the answers, but at least some points. Good evening, everyone. Late, but happy to be here with you. Oh, glad you could be here. Thank you for joining. James says 23 for the Muppets. The Britzillions have got themselves 27 points. Well done. The total score for this round was 32 points again. So well done, guys. Good scores almost all round. But hey, it's all right. You know, it's just for fun. We have a laugh. There we go. That worked, didn't it? Come on. Not responding now. Whoa! Sort yourself out, mate. Okay. Let's move on then, speaking of that celebration sound effect, to the Our Survey Says round. Sorry it was so loud. That's the opposite of what I wanted to achieve there. All right. So, in case you haven't done this round before, I've got 15 questions again. Each one has 5 possible answers because these are all taken from a survey. So the most popular answer on a survey will get you 5 points, going down through the scores 4, 3, 2, and 1 point for the least popular answer. If you give me an answer and it's not there, then you do not get any points for it, of course. But we are looking for you to guess what you think for each of the 15 questions the most popular answer is. Okay? So with that said, let's crack on, shall we? The first question is, name something that grows quickly. Name something that grows quickly. That is your first question in this round. From our survey, what do you think they said? What was the most popular? Name something that grows quickly. Remember, it's a family show. That's all I'm saying. And Vernia, I'm glad I'm making you laugh with ridiculous sound effects I have got going on here. It's an entire soundboard that I use, and every key on the keyboard is a different one. And as I was just adjusting everything and getting it ready, my finger slipped and I hit the celebration noise. So yeah, it's a bit loud that. Still. If you came here looking for a professional show, you're in the wrong place. Question 2. Name a popular UK Sunday newspaper. Name a popular UK Sunday newspaper. I'm just going to turn that off for now. Name a popular UK Sunday newspaper. Vanya says you made me jump. I'm sorry, Vernia. I'm sorry, I made me jump. Question 3 from our survey. Name something that people steam. Name something that people steam. That is your next question. Name something that people steam. Question number 4. Name an animal that hops. Name an animal that hops. What was our most popular answer from our survey? All right. Question number 5. I will do repeats of these as well, of course, if you need them. Question 5. Name something you keep on the fridge. Name something you keep on the fridge. Ours is built into a cupboard, so we can't have any magnets or anything on it. It's rubbish. Got nothing on ours. But name something traditionally you could keep on the fridge. Question 6. Name something that's made of straw. Name something that's made of straw. Okay, question number 7. Name an animal that men associate women with. Name an animal that men associate women with. Question number 8. Name a food that's associated with Italians. Name a food that's associated with Italians. All right, question number 9. Name something a man would miss most if he's stuck on a desert island. Name something a man would miss most if he's stuck on a desert island. Again, you can put whatever answer you want, but it is a family show. So you can think of what answers you want, you can write them down if you want, and you can work out based on the answer I give you whether you deserve points for it or not. Jan says, Wilson! I think that's a Castaway reference. For those who don't know. Right, question number 10. Name something that men have 2 of. Name something that men have 2 of. It's very male-centric questions this week. Maybe it'll be different next time. Okay, your next question then. Name a bird beginning with the letter P. Yes, Stu, I say it's a family show. That doesn't stop anatomy coming into play. Just the words for them. And the words I say. You can put what you like in the comments. That's up to you. It's down to me whether I say it or read it out loud. Question 11 again. Name a bird beginning with the letter P. That reminds me of the Blockbusters rounds that we do sometimes on the Patreon quiz nights. I always make sure the letter P is there somewhere on the board, so somebody on the call has to say, "Can I have a P, please, Chris?" Yes, you can. Next time, go before the show starts. Question 12. Name something associated with a Christmas tree. Name something associated with a Christmas tree for question 12. We've made the, just a random side segue here, we've made the horrible mistake of allowing the kids to have the occasional sleepovers in each other's rooms, so they can have a bit of fun. But I can hear them prattling around up there, upstairs, right above the room. And it's like, yeah, they haven't settled yet. They were really late last night, and they still haven't settled tonight. Bless them. Got to give them some fun when they can, though, haven't we? Okay, Martin says, "Can I have a pee, please, Chris?" Yes, yes, there we go. It's always there. They happen here too, G says. Yeah, it's fun. It is fun, but at the same time, maybe we won't do this every night of the holidays. Alright, your next question then is number 13. Name something you wear when it's sunny. Name something you wear when it's sunny. From our survey, what was the most popular answer? Name something you wear when it's sunny. Okay, next question, number 14. Name something a boyfriend may like to see you wear more often. Name something a boyfriend may like to see you wear more often. pushing the boat out tonight with the whole family show thing, I know, but you know, we go through these questions in a certain order, and sometimes these ones are just there. It's not that bad. Question 15, then the final question. Name something a cowboy would hate to happen to him in a gunfight. That's a very specific one. Name something a cowboy would hate to happen to him in a gunfight. Gonna start a domestic, yeah. Could well do. Let's just be nice. Tracy says, is this 1980s Family Fortunes again? I know, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and do another one of those. They are seriously silly to go back and watch, and yeah, I will do another one of those for you guys at some point. But no, this is genuine. From post 2010, shall we say? Yeah, in fact, a bit later than that. This survey in particular. So much more modern answers I'm expecting. Although really, a lot of these questions aren't going to change much as the years go by. Yeah, not many of them at all really. But those are all 15, so if you have any repeats, please let me know now. Also, just a heads up, the picture round, because I'm going to upload it differently, I hadn't yet set it to be published automatically at 12:30 like I normally do. I will be doing that as soon as we finish on this show. I'll get it ready to go and it'll be posted as soon as I'm ready to do that. It only takes a couple of minutes, so it's no problem. But remember, the picture round will be posted in 2 different photos, if you like, so you can swap between them and have a look at them, hopefully in more detail. So if you could let me know if that's any better that way, then I can keep posting them in that way instead. But yeah, just let me know when you're having a look at it if that's any easier. It will sort of be split into 2. I say sort of because you can't split 15 pictures in half very easily the way it's formatted. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Still no repeats. Let me know if you want any. Last chance. Let's just get this on again. Right. Nah, it's just not liking it. That's really annoying. There we go. Yeah. Almost there. Perfect. Right. Tracy says, I forgot to look at the answers for the Valentine's picture round. Oh, okay. I'm sure I posted them. Tag if they're not there, tag me in the comments. Or just comment on it and I'll go back to it. But I'm sure I did post the answers. Sometimes they're a bit later than I'd like, but I'm sure I did. But yeah, if you missed that, guys, I posted a Valentine's Day picture round on Valentine's Day, just randomly. So, all right, I'm going to go through the answers then because nobody's asked for a repeat, which is good. So I'll do that and I'll read through the answers from the least popular answer scoring you 1 point up to the most popular answer scoring you 5 points. That's the top answer for each one, gets you 5 points. If you have any other answers and it's not there, you get one of them. Okay? So here we go. Question number 1. Name something that grows quickly. 1 point for children, then nails for 2 points, weeds for 3, grass for 4, and the top answer is hair. 1 point for children. Whoa. My Chromebook's doing that thing again. Flicking on and off. Question 2. Name a popular UK Sunday newspaper. We have the Sunday Express, the Sunday Telegraph, the Sun on Sunday, as it was, Mail on Sunday, and the top answer was Sunday Times. So Sunday Times is your top answer there for 5 points. Question 3. Name something that people steam. We have clothes, face, you steam your face, rice, fish, and the top answer, veggies. Yeah, I think it's I don't know, I think I've got a dodgy cable or something. I need to have a look at it. Just both screens just went black. Very strange. Okay, so veggies was the top answer there for 5 points. Number 4, name an animal that hops. We have a wallaby, a grasshopper, a frog for 3 points, a kangaroo for 4, but the top answer is a rabbit. Question 5, name something you keep on the fridge. We have reminders, a shopping list, kids' drawings for 3 points, magnets for 4, if it's not in a cupboard like mine. But the top answer is photos. I'm only moaning about it because we live in a rental. I didn't choose to have a fridge like that. Question 6. Name something that's made of straw. We have a thatch roof for 1 point, a broom for 2, a basket for 3, a straw hat for 4, and the top answer, a scarecrow. Question 7. Name an animal that men associate women with. We have a lioness, a dog, a fox, a tiger. The top answer is a cat. Don't ask me. Question 8. Name a food that's associated with Italians. We have minestrone, ravioli, tortellini for 3 points, pasta in general for 4. The top answer, though, is pizza. Question 9. Name something a man would miss most if he's stuck on a desert island. We have his television, his mates, his computer for 3 points, his mum for 4 points, but the top answer is relationship. Or any word you chose associated with relationships. I'll leave it as that. And no, Jan, cougar is not one of the answers for the animal that you men associate with women. It might be there, but it's not one of the top 5. Right, your next question was number 10. Name something that men have 2 of. Feet for 1 point. Hands for 2. Testicles for 3 points. Yes, it's there. Arms for 4 points. The top answer is legs. Of course we all have, or generally speaking, most people have, and indeed, therefore, most men have 2 legs. Question 11, name a bird beginning with the letter P. We have peacock, pelican, pigeon for 3 points, penguin for 4. The top answer, though, is a parrot. Question 12, name something associated with Christmas trees. We have baubles or ornaments, Christmas presents for 2 points, pine needles for 3, an angel for 4, but the top answer is fairy lights. Question 13, name something you wear when it's sunny. We have a hat, shorts, sunglasses, swimming costume, but the top answer is suntan lotion. Question 14, name something a boyfriend may like to see you wear more often. We have makeup, cocktail dress, miniskirt, nothing. The top answer is lingerie/underwear for your top answer. And question 15, name something a cowboy would hate to happen to him in a gunfight. We have dropping his guns. For his guns to jam for 2 points, to miss completely for 3, to run out of ammo for 4. The top answer, though, is getting shot. Of course it is. There are your answers for that round. Let me know if you need me to repeat any of those. Tracy says we put beer and football. In the pub I would only accept the first answer you wrote down, but unfortunately neither of those were one that you put down. So you get one of those, I'm afraid. But to be honest, they would probably be quite high on my list for what it's worth. I guess TV, something that's on the TV. Maybe you could have the point for football, maybe, if you're classing it as watching it in that way. I don't mind. Jan says women don't have 2 legs, ? It's not about that. The question was that men have 2 of. I didn't say that women didn't have them as well. See? Here comes some scores then. 54 points out of 75, say Lee Prattley. 53 points for Diva. Good scores so far. Let's see how we go. Keep them coming in. Whilst those scores are coming in, Notebook's still available. Merch store is in the Linktree link in the description, and that I shared earlier on as well. If you're interested in merchandise with Big Quiz Night and branding on it and other cool quiz related phrases, loads of stuff to choose from there. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, give me a follow at Big Quiz Night In. Lima as well for more quiz stuff. Do all sorts. TikTok though is a big one for me right now. Really pushing that. So if you haven't got a TikTok account, just get one. It's free. It's brilliant. It's really hilarious. You get to see some stupid videos on there that'll make you laugh every day. But you also get a quiz from me most days as well. And there's loads I put on there now. So it's really good fun. Do check it out. Here comes some more scores then. 54 points for Jan, well done. 51 points for myself and me, better, yay, well done Mags. 61 points for Jew, well done. 56 points was at Britzillions, sorry, 61 points. 56 for Let's Get Quizzical. 49 for Byron Unchained. Just the two of us, Bonnie and Clyde, 50 points. 50 again for the Royal House of Black. 61 points for the Muppets. Devised Zuno 50. Thanks, Chris. Nice to be involved again, if only just for this week. It's great that you could. I'm glad you made it. I forgot actually you said that you couldn't make them. I was so used to you being here. But still, Patreon quiz next week, everybody. For those who are in Patreon, minimum £2 a month is all that costs to be involved in Patreon with lots of different rewards. Starts at 8:30 quiz night on Tuesday. So I'll be posting about that in the Patreon Facebook group for those involved this month. If you want to be involved in the next one, you need to join by the end of the month because payment's always taken on the first of the month. But check the link in the description as always and all the details there, or you can message me too. All right, any more, let me know. Keep those comments coming in. I'll always kind of reply and respond to them and react to them with the right emojis. Please do give this video a like before you move on as well, before you run away. It helps me out a lot when the videos get lots of likes because then it gets put in front of more people, okay? And then it helps to grow the quiz. So that'll be really appreciated. Give it a like before you move on if you haven't done so already. And that brings us to the end. I will see Patreons next week and I will see everybody else, all being well, the week after. And yeah, I hope you all stay safe. If you do miss the quiz, if you're not a Patreon, then don't worry. There's plenty more quiz stuff. You can follow me, like I said, anywhere on social media. You'll get more quiz stuff from me to keep you occupied through these tough times we're all kind of living with and dealing with. Are we doing blockbusters next week? Amanda says, it's so much fun. Yes, I will do blockbusters. I know you guys like that. Yeah. I am trying to find new things that we can do as well. But I know you guys like the blockbusters, so yes, we will do some of that too. Maybe we'll just do that if I don't get time to sort it all out. So yeah. Oh yes, and Chrissy is definitely on the mend. Although, like I do, she wishes the kids wouldn't stress her out so much, which they have been today. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, thank you for all those lovely comments. We both really appreciate your support when we couldn't make it last week because she wasn't well. So yeah, we're all doing better now. Thank you. And thank you for all the lovely comments. Yeah, I'll give you all likes and things before I go as well. But in terms of this video, that's the end of the quiz. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. I'll see you same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers.